For those unaware, or for those who might have missed it, Summer Games Fest took place today on my time of recording. I'll probably upload this on Monday, so last week for you. A bunch of new trailers were shown off, and as cool as a lot of them were, I want to focus on just a few, and just talk about some new stuff that was shown off for some games I'm personally interested in. Street Fighter 6, Metaphor, and Sonic X Shadow Generations, specifically. If you'd like to see the other trailers, or just the trailers by themselves without my commentary, I'll leave a link to a video in the description that has every trailer shown at the show. Let's start with Street Fighter. Terry and Mai are coming to the game. Pretty exciting news for all you KOF and Street Fighter fans, myself included. I have to wonder if they'll be integrated in the story somehow, like Akuma in Tekken 7. He played a pretty integral role in that game, though he did release alongside the game itself, whereas Mai and Terry released pretty far post-launch. I can see them having their own smaller stories, but just seeing them interact with the Street Fighter cast is pretty cool on its own. I imagine they'll play a bit like Akuma in Tekken 7, whereas Akuma kept a Street Fighter moveset for the most part, but he was integrated so well that he really felt like a Tekken character. I'm sure they'll do the same for these two. Now that I think about it, this makes Terry and Mai the first third-party characters to be in a mainline Street Fighter game, so that's pretty cool. Speaking of Capcom, from what I remember, they were making a pretty big deal about bringing back an old franchise, and everyone including myself was so hyped thinking it'd be a Mega Man game. Only for it to be that Harry Potter game, of all things. The series really does just end on a cliffhanger with Advent, huh?
I do think he was right about one thing. This world needs to be reset.
We like to troll. We like to go the night before one of their primers. We do a little trolling. It's called We Do a Little Trolling.
Man. Anyway, a Metaphor. It looks good. Not to say I'm not excited for the game, because I am. Kind of. I suppose cautiously optimistic would be more accurate. Soul Hackers 2 looked great too before it released, and everyone was so hyped about a new installment in the franchise. Everyone was hyped, and then it came out. So yeah, Metaphor looks great. I'm excited. I'm just gonna hold on to my wallet and wait for a bit. Let it be out for a while before making a purchase. The new abilities they showed off were pretty cool though. Take a shot every time the trailer uses that Hollywood dun sound effect though.
It is said we fight. You must.
Now this is most likely what you're here for. Sonic X Shadow Generations has a new trailer. Can I just say that it looks incredible? Because it does. They showed off a few new Shadow exclusive stages like Kingdom Valley and Bullet Station. The remix they use of Radical Highway for the trailer sounds so good. Not only is it a good remix, but because these are Shadow exclusive stages now, they can really focus on not just making it sound good, but they can make it sound more fitting to Shadow, which is great. Here's a sample of the trailer theme compared with the original. I'm really happy that it's not just the Shadow the Hedgehog stages, as in the game, but also stages throughout the series that Shadow is playable in. Enough about stages though, the wings. Those glorious, overcooked KFC chicken wings. This isn't surprising on its own. If you know about Shadow's story, Shadow has black arm DNA inside him, so it would make sense that under certain conditions he can do something like this. But it is really nice that Sega finally did something with that. That's also not the only form we may see. Perhaps a new super form focused around it. We also see Shadow with this new green-yellowish aura around him, akin to the Chaos Blast and Chaos Boost abilities from his game. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we've seen him with this green aura before, so it's likely we might see a new ability here. What it is unclear, unless he's using it in a trailer and it's just hard to tell. There's also the case that it might just be a recolor of Boost or Blast, since those gave him a red or blue aura. Now on to the pre-order/collector's edition bonuses, and oh man, there is a lot to cover here alone. We'll start with the smallest first, Dreamcast Sonic. It makes sense since he was the only Sonic variation we were missing from gens. Makes sense to have a skin of him since we have Shadow in the game, and Shadow was introduced in the Dreamcast era, so that checks out. Gotta love how he has the armband power-up too, nice touch. Terios, a name I never thought I'd see again in any official capacity. For those unaware, this is the beta/concept design of Shadow. This is a pretty deep cut. Sure, Sega's done some deep cuts before with the Rabbit Sonic skin, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people know Sonic's beta design was a rabbit. Or at least more people than there are that know about Terios, so this is pretty sick. It reminds me of Morpho Knight being introduced years after Meta Knight. Morpho was also the beta design for Meta Knight, except he was introduced as his own character, with Terios simply being a skin. Finally, that brings us to Gerald's Notebook. This is the one I'm most excited about. I'm a lore guy, so of course I would be, but I never expect them to release something like this. And it feels like it was specifically made for me. I need this. I will be buying it, and I will be making a video about it. Quick side note, they also showed that the hub world for Shadow is a 3D space. A friend of mine compared it to Bowser's Fury, which makes a lot of sense. A re-release of a game with new content, that new content having this big 3D hub world, it checks out. It makes me wonder if they originally wanted this for Modern Sonic as well, but kept it 2D because 1, it's easier to have one hub, and 2, it makes sense for classic Sonic and Modern to an extent. It's nice to see this though. That's everything I was personally interested in the Summer Games Fest. If there's anything interesting I missed, make sure to let me know in the comments below. I'll see you guys next time.